Radio Romania International. You are listening to our 1-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Japan. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite Eurosat 16A on 11,512 MHz vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 megasymbols per second, standard DVB-S2, modulation 8PSK, audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions.
Hello, I'm your host Elena Inake, bringing you the news. First, the headlines. Romania exceeded on Saturday 1 million cases of COVID-19. The United Kingdom is in mourning following the death of Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth II. And this year's edition of the British Academy Film Awards is taking place this weekend. Romania's entry is nominated for Best Documentary. Chief of the Romanian Armed Forces, General Staff Lieutenant General Daniel Petrescu, has had 2 telephone conversations in the past 2 days with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the U.S. Army, General Mark Milley, and NATO's Supreme Allied Commander Europe, General Todd Walters, according to a communique of the Romanian Defense Ministry on Saturday. Talks focused on Allied support in strengthening defense capabilities, the planning and unfolding of the Steadfast Defender 21 exercise, and Romania's contribution to NATO missions. The Romanian official emphasized the fact that his country's NATO membership and the strategic partnership with the United States are pillars of Romania's national defense strategy. The United Kingdom is in mourning after the death of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, on Friday. The British Navy on Saturday staged ceremonies in a number of cities in memory of Prince Philip, who served as Navy officer during the Second World War. In London, flowers and notes have been laid by mourners at the gate of Buckingham Palace and Windsor Palace, paying tribute to the Duke of Edinburgh. In line with coronavirus restrictions, authorities reminded those gathered to adhere to social distancing guidelines. On the website of the royal family, members of the public are asked to consider making a donation to a charity instead of leaving floral tributes in memory of the Duke. An online book of condolence is also available for the public to post their personal tributes. Union flags were half-masted at all royal residences and British government buildings. Upon his wish, Prince Philip will not lie in state. Instead, he will lie at rest in Windsor Castle. According to the BBC, the College of Arms, which helps to organize state occasions, said the plans for the Duke's funeral were in line with custom and with His Royal Highness's wishes. Monarchs, heads of state and prime ministers across the world have sent heartfelt tributes following the death of Prince Philip, praising his exceptional public service. Princess Margareta, custodian of the Crown of Romania, the goddaughter and niece of Prince Philip, said Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke of Edinburgh remain as spiritual models and fundamental sources of inspiration for today's generation. In his turn, President Klaus Iohannis said in his message that Romania stands with the royal family and the British people in this time of sorrow, and that he is confident that history will honor Prince Philip's contribution. Press protests were held on Saturday in the center of the capital, Bucharest, against restrictions imposed by the authorities against the COVID-19 pandemic. Participants called on government to step down, asked for the elimination of all restrictions such as compulsory mask wearing, quarantine and compulsory sanitary policies, and their replacement with new policies that respect personal freedom. Authorities, however, have reminded that these measures are necessary to limit the quick spread of the novel coronavirus. Protests against restrictive measures were held in Bucharest and other Romanian cities almost on a daily basis.